Now we will be discussing the parts of a long bone. Okay? It is very easy and it just needs some amount of attention. So we have divided our discussion into two parts, the parts of a young long bone and parts of an adult long bone. So here we have a model of young long bone. It has the following parts. The periosteum. See, the periosteum is the outer connective tissue covering of a bone. Okay? It is outer fibrous layer and an inner osteogenic layer. Okay? Our outer layer will be fibrous and inner layer will have the stem cells, the osteoprogenitor cells. Next, the epiphysis. Epiphysis, or the end, is that part of a bone which is associated with the joint, and it has mainly the spongy bone, okay, inside. Then the diaphysis, it is the shaft, okay. It has the compact as well as spongy, and in the middle it also has the medullary cavity for the bone marrow. The epiphyseal plate of cartilage, it is the characteristic part of a young long bone, okay. Epiphyseal plate of cartilage is present at both the epiphyses. Okay, it is that part of the young long bone which helps us to grow. We are growing that because of this part, because here the cartilage is deteriorating, it is diminishing, and the new bone is formed, and such that the bone is increasing in length. Okay, it is the epiphyseal plate of cartilage. Now the metaphysis, it is a very special part. The part of diaphysis immediately associated with the epiphysis is called the metaphysis. epiphysis का और या shaft का वो वाला part जो कि epiphysis के करीब हो, diaphysis का या shaft का वो वाला part जो epiphysis के या bone के end के सबसे ज़्यादा करीब तर होगा, उसको हम metaphysis कहेंगे. ठीक है, here is the metaphysis. Endosteum, it is not identified in this model. Endosteum is basically the inner membrane of the bone. It is the membrane of the bone between the compact bone and the spongy bone. Okay, it will be shown in the next diagram. Now the compact bone, as we all know, is the hard bone, the cortical bone, the bone immediately present beneath the periosteum. The spongy bone, the deepest bone, it is present after the compact bone, it is present deep to the compact bone. It will be having the trabeculae or the septations for the marrow cavity. And at the end, we have the marrow cavity in which their bone marrow will be there. Now remember, all young bones will have red bone marrow. Okay? All young bones will be having red bone marrow for the production of blood, because in our childhood, in our age, when we need more blood, so that our more marrow is more. ठीक है, बच्चों में बोन मैरो रेडी होगा. ठीक है, क्योंकि हमें ब्लड बनाना है. बच्चों को बहुत खून की कमी हो जाती है कभी कभार इस वजह से, इसलिए हमें मैरो हमेशा रेडी चाहिए होगा बच्चों में. नेक्स्ट, द पार्ट ऑफ एन अडल्ट लॉन्ग बोन. मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट्स आर सेम एक्सेप्ट अ फ्यू. फर्स्ट पार्ट, द पेरियोस्टियम, that is the outer covering. Here it is shown, the periosteum. Now the periosteum in the young as well as the adult long bone is associated with the hard bone, the compact bone. It is attached with the compact bone with the help of some fibrous connection. These fibers are called the Sharpie's fibers or the perforating fibers. Okay? These are tucking the bone, these are tucking the hard bone, these are attaching the periosteum, the connective tissue covering of a bone, with the hard bone. Okay? Next, the epiphysis or the end. There is a proximal epiphysis, there is a distal epiphysis mainly made by the compact bone, the spongy bone. The diaphysis or the shaft. The epiphyseal line. Here there is not the epiphyseal plate. When the bone is completely ossified, when the bone is completely in this mature form, then the epiphyseal cartilage is not there. Instead, there is a line there, which is the indicator that here would have been the epiphyseal plate of cartilage at some time. Okay? The epiphyseal line will be there in the adult long bone, not the epiphyseal plate of cartilage. Okay? Here is this is the line of a bone. Okay? There's a bony line. The metaphysis. The metaphysis is again that part of a bone, that part of the diaphysis or the shaft, which is immediately present beneath the epiphysis or immediately associated with the epiphysis. Okay, that's the metaphysis. The endosteum, here it is shown The membrane which is separating the compact bone with the spongy bone is the endosteum. Okay, there is the periosteum, there is the periosteum, compact bone, spongy bone. Between the compact and the spongy bone is the endosteum. Okay, then is the compact bone. Here the osteons and the Haversian canals are there. Then the spongy bone, here it is prominent, and at the end we have the medullary cavity. Now most of the medullary cavity in the long bones in the adult form is yellow bone marrow having. Okay, it having the yellow bone marrow, the fatty bone marrow. Okay, except the flat bones. The flat bones in which there's two layers of compact bones, and in the center there is a spongy bone, they will have the red bone marrow for the production of blood, and the proximal ends of humerus as well. Humerus and some lower limb bones as well as the tibia and the, I think so, femur as well, will be having the red bone marrow. The epiphysis will be having the red bone marrow. Okay. One thing I like to add, that the epiphyseal line, when it is the epiphyseal plate, it is the prominent in the X-rays. Okay, in X-rays the epiphyseal plate is prominent and it is mistaken for a fracture. But epiphyseal plate in the young age, when there is an X-ray going on, we should have this in mind, that this person has the age of 10 to 12 years, and in this age the epiphyseal plate is mostly not completely united. Okay.